guys, it's Paige. I'm back. I hope you all enjoyed James last week. He had a really great time. This week we're going to talk about social media, and I spent a lot of time really agonizing over what I was going to do this week because there's just a lot. There's a lot about social media, and I couldn't possibly fit it all into one blog post or one video. So what I decided is we're going to split it up over the next few weeks, and we're going to talk about each platform individually. So today we're going to talk about Goodreads, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about Amazon because they're both very similar. So what Goodreads is it's a platform for readers where they can go on and they can add books to their reading list, and they can mark them as want to read, am reading, and have read, which is really great. They can add all different books. Whenever they mark a book as read, the Goodreads automatically prompts them to leave a rating and a review, which is really awesome. I think that's great. It's really helpful. So I think Goodreads is really great. It's a great place to start. So some of the pros for Goodreads is obviously it's really great for getting reviews. It's really easy for readers to review something really quick because the dialog box pops right up. They don't even have to do anything. They just have to mark that they've read the book, and then it'll ask them to leave a review. So that's really nice. As an author, Goodreads is great because it will allow you to connect your blog. So if you're worried about getting subscribers and things like that, Goodreads is really good because you can connect your blog to it. It'll show your last, I think 10 previous blog posts. So people can find your blog and they can read things that you've written and stuff like that. So that's really good. You can add your book to different reading lists. They're usually voter-based lists. So Goodreads usually does like best books for the year or whatever. So something that you could do is you could talk to people, in real life people, which I know is really hard. But you could talk to people and you could ask them to vote for your book so that your book ends up on all these lists. So that's a cool feature about Goodreads is the voter-based lists. And then Goodreads also gives you an option where you can run an ad. What I did is I ran a $50 ad. It will spend $5 a day, which is about 10 clicks. And it will run until I run out of money or until I get to 30 days. And then it says it's supposed to roll over after 30 days if all the money hasn't run out yet, but we'll see. I'm not 100% about that. So that's something that's really good too. And the nice thing about your ad is you can tailor it to specific readers of specific books or specific authors, or you can tailor it to genres. And I went with genres because I felt like the books or the authors was a little too narrow for what I was trying to do. So I just went through the list and picked the genres that I wanted it to market to. So those are some good things about Goodreads. The only con that I could find about Goodreads, or in my opinion about Goodreads, is there's just not really a way for you to interact with your readers. So with something like Twitter or Facebook, you can tweet at somebody, or you can tag somebody, or you can write a post or something like that. With Goodreads, you really can't do that. You can friend readers and you can friend other authors, and you can see what they're reading, and you get updates that tell you, hey, your friend so-and-so has added these things to their list, and so you can kind of keep up with what people are doing. But there's really not any other way to interact with people. So that was the only con, in my opinion. Something else that I didn't mention about Goodreads is you can offer a preview of your book. So when you make your author page, you make your primary account first, and then you go in and you add your author account. And when you add your author account, you upload your book, and then you have an option to offer a preview. And with the preview, you can have it set to where it's online only, so they can only read it when they're on the Goodreads page, or they can download it and they can read it offline. So with mine, I just went ahead and set it to offline because it's just a prologue in the first chapter because they're pretty short. So I figured, hey, if somebody wants to read it and they want to download it for later, that's cool. So that's how I have mine set up. And then with Amazon, Amazon's really important, especially if your book is on Amazon. You want to make sure your author page is right. So you want to go in, you want to make sure that it's connected to the right books. When I set up my author page, it was connected to some books that were not written by me. So I had to contact support and ask them to take those books off. Just things like that. Make sure that your author page looks correct. That stuff is really important. Make sure you add a bio. You want to do things like that to make yourself really personable to your reader, because a lot of times what happens is the reader isn't buying the book necessarily because they thought, oh, this would be a really great book. They're buying your brand. So what they're really more interested in is, can I relate to that person? So you want to make yourself really personable. You want to make yourself to where you really connect with your readers. And that's what's going to really help you sell a lot of your books. And that's part of the reason why social media is so important, is because really what you're doing with your social media is not promoting your book. You're promoting your brand. So you want to keep that in mind. So Goodreads is a great place to start just because it's easy. There's not a whole lot to do. You don't have to be constantly posting and tweeting and hashtagging and all these other things. It's really hands-off. It's just easy and basic, and it gets your book out there. A lot of people use Goodreads, so it's a great place to start. Next week, we're going to talk a little bit about Twitter. And I know that Twitter is extremely intimidating. I was intimidated by Twitter. So we're going to talk about what Twitter is, how to effectively use it. We're going to talk about hashtags, how hashtags help you to promote your post, things like that. I don't want to get too much into it here in this video. So if you have any questions that you want me to answer about anything in the next video or any future videos, just let me know, and I will see you guys next week.